Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of the A to Jump podcast. My name is Justin of Justin Games. He is Jacob of Gooba and Jetpack, the Gooba half. We are old friends. We are YouTubers who didn't get to talk about games enough, so we decided to make a podcast about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
As people do.
as one does.
Yes.
So big couple weeks. Our last episode, we discussed the Sony State of Play, which had some fun, exciting things in it. But now we're moving on. We're moving on to the main event, Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest.
Yeah. Or Key 3, I believe, is a working
E3.
title for this non E3 season that we're in.
Yes,
Or
that's what I'll be calling
passed?
it. That's what I'll be calling it from now on, is Key 3.
Yeah. Because whether
E3,
whether E3 is in it or not, I think Jeff Keighley will always be a part of it.
Exactly. Yeah, he's kind of taken over that role.
Yeah.
I think E3 I don't really quite understand who runs that. I think they're called like the ESA, but I don't know who they are or what they do besides E3. But I think they tweeted that E3 is coming back next year in both a digital and a physical event.
Mm-hmm.
So we can, I guess, look forward to something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I know that it's been a rough couple of years for E3, with obviously it being canceled in 2020, and then last year with it being all online. And I think just in general, like most of the major companies put on their own showcases, so
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what the next few years hold for just E3 season in general.
Mm-hmm. And I think PlayStation kind of set the precedent for that. Because what was it, 2018, 2019 was their last year that they held any sort of thing at E3, and then they just moved to 100% digital. So
yeah, 2018 was their last E3, and then ever since then they've just been doing their own state of plays and stuff like that.
Yep, and now it kind of seems like Nintendo's following suit too, because their Nintendo Directs are huge. I know everybody looks forward to those.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it makes sense. I don't blame these companies. It's a huge commitment, both money and time, to get a physical event where it probably takes them, a couple weeks to put together a video to put online.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so let's get into Summer Game Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Most notably, probably for you, a Last of Us remake was announced.
Yeah, so
I know that's your favorite game. So what do you think about that?
So I have a lot of thoughts on that. First of all, there was a leak, I believe either the day before or just a few hours before the showcase, of the full trailer. It was all over YouTube, so I think a lot of people watched it ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it before Summer Game Fest started, and I was kind of like, all right, this, it's not on any official YouTube pages, so I was like, it might be real. It looks real, but it also could be just incredibly well edited, fan made version. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
of course.
Then of course Neil walks out on stage at the end of Summer Game Fest, and sure enough, like,
Gus.
yep, yeah,
he was
sure enough,
upset.
I think by now he's got to just be used to it. Like he even made like a subtle dig at like, oh, well, maybe we're working on stuff, but it'll probably leak next week or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Sony will tweet it out by mistake or something like that.
Yeah, but no, I'm more excited for it than I thought I would be. Because my thoughts on The Last of Us are, it 100% did not need a remake.
That was my thought. Yeah.
Yeah. It came out like almost, I think it's 9 years ago now, which is crazy, but still, like, the original PS3 version still looks great. I think that still could pass as a solid game, like a solid release today. But I can understand, like, I think one of the things that I heard I don't remember if Neil said it, but or like someone talking about the release, but it's like they want to put Last of Us 1 and 2 together in like the same engine and basically be a like make it a whole new experience you could play like from start to finish through both of them and it looks exactly the same. And
Okay.
I kind of see where they're coming from with that,
Mm.
especially with how much of an upgrade it was from part 1 to part 2 or from the original to part 2.
Right.
um like wanting this first game that was massively successful to be just as high quality. um so I think that definitely is like I'm honestly pretty excited to play it just to see this game that I've spent so many years playing like in a new uh like updated version. I wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily call it a remaster, but like it's
Yeah. I think they said they went in and they just changed all the facial
mhm.
animations. Like everything else is going to be one to one, right? Or am I wrong on that?
Yeah, so the voice acting to my understanding is unchanged. Like they
Hmm.
literally just took the exact same recordings and put all new visuals on it and they had um the face animators go through and watch like the actors footage and kind of try and closer match it to whatever they were doing with their face when they were filming it.
Hmm.
um so I think that's pretty cool, but
Yeah.
it's it's like I don't think it was needed, but I do think it's a cool thing and I've already got a pre-order for it, so
I was, yeah, I was gonna ask, are you gonna buy it? But I
I
already knew
yeah,
I already knew the answer to that. So
day of I had the page up and
okay, yeah,
I was ready
yeah,
to pre-order it.
that makes sense. I don't blame you. You know, being such a huge Last of Us fan.
Hmm.
How much is it gonna cost?
So the full game by itself I think was 70, and then they had a like a special edition one for 99 that had the steelbook and had some extra
So
content or whatever.
the remake of a 2013 game that they only changed the facial animations
Yep.
is $70.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Trust me, I understand how ridiculous that is and I'm a little bit mad at myself that I still bought it, but
Don't
I'm
be
it's
no.
also a collector's thing and I've got a
Yeah,
whole shelf over here of Last of Us stuff, so
I don't blame you one bit. I would do the same if I were as big a fan as you are.
yeah.
They also announced there's a Last of Us multiplayer experience coming out this year.
Mhm. Or next I think
Which
next year
was it
is
next
when
year?
yeah.
Okay. I know Last of Us One had what it was called factions or something. That was
Yeah.
their online thing. The
Mhm.
Last of Us Part Two didn't have anything, so this must be their kind of it's a standalone title. So
Yeah. So
that was kind of cool.
yeah, for a long time, I think the plan was just to put out the Last of Us 2 story and then the multiplayer would be like a essentially an update later on.
Hmm.
Um but they apparently got so excited about the idea that it became its own standalone title. Um and it's going to be set in a new part of the country and it's going to be all new characters, like it's apparently there's going to be some sort of story to go along with it, which um I think that's kind of cool. I've had the idea before that I think it'd be fun to explore this world but from the lens of completely new characters, like no relation to Joel or Ellie or anybody. I think that could be interesting to see what they do with it.
I agree. I think that'd be fun.
Hmm.
Um, they also said that in the HBO series that they're making for The Last of Us, Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson will have small roles, I think.
I don't know how small they're going to be. It sounded like uh it says on the site that we're going off here, it says cameos, but I remember them saying that they were like fully like scripted roles.
Hmm.
So I don't think it's just going to be like a pop in like, "Hey, I play Joel." Like I think it's going to be a like an actual character that they haven't said who yet,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Yeah,
that'll be
they're going to
kind of
be actual
cool.
characters.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they'll be. I don't know. I don't know. That's cool. Did they say if this is their first on-screen experience? Experience?
So I don't know about Troy. I know Ashley has done um some on-screen stuff. I'm pretty sure that she was actually in the first Avengers movie. She had a very small
She
role.
was.
You remember? I think Captain America saves her in like she was like a waitress or something, and they interviewed her at the end, and she said like Captain America saved my life. That was Ashley Johnson.
That was Ashley Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know if Troy's ever done any on-screen stuff, but I'm sure I wouldn't be
I'm sure he
surprised.
has. Yeah, I'm sure he has. He's
Yeah.
one of the most. Would you say he's the top voice actor?
I
He's
th-
definitely one of the most well known.
I think at this point he could be considered the top like the most known person in video game voice acting.
Yeah.
And in like I think he's done some stuff for cartoons and anime and stuff too, so
Hmm.
like I think you could definitely give him that title at this point.
Yeah, I might agree with you.
Mhm.
Smoothest transition ever. We can. Um, there was a reveal for a game called Fort Solace,
Mhm.
which is an indie game from a brand new studio, starring Troy Baker and Roger Clark, who was oh god,
Arthur Morgan.
Arthur Morgan. That was
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Red
Arthur
Dead
Morgan
2.
from Red Dead 2,
Yep.
who, unless I'm mistaken, that was his first voice acting gig.
Was it really?
I think it was.
That
I mean,
is very surprising to me.
at least one of his first. You'll have to check me on that. But I think
His
I remember looking through his IMDb and there was like nothing.
it's very small.
Yeah, and he absolutely nailed that role as Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, so he's
So
done a couple shorts and like a few little TV miniseries appearances. But yeah, I think Arthur Morgan was probably his first lead voice acting role,
yeah,
which is incredible. I mean, I still haven't finished Red Dead 2, but I can tell you just from what I have played, it's like he gave the performance of his life on that.
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
He's set up. That game looked cool. It looked kind of like a space adventure. I don't know. Not much was really shown.
A lot of like something that I did hear somebody say is there was a lot of Dead Space looking stuff this time around,
Yeah,
or just
Summer
a lot of
Games
space in
Fest.
general.
Yeah, Summer Games Fest was a space adventure. I don't know. There was tons of space games,
Hmm.
which I mean I'm cool with. I like space. So that looked cool. That I enjoyed that. I thought that looked fun. Let's see, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 had a little trailer. I'm not that into Call of Duty anymore,
Yeah, I mean,
so
Call of Duty, like, I'm sure it'll be fun for a little while. I did enjoy the 2019 Modern Warfare have in more than I've enjoyed a Call of Duty in a long time. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, the gameplay doesn't look that different. Like they didn't look like they're not trying to break new ground at all. They're kind of just going back to like old school Modern Warfare 2 in terms
yeah.
of the
And
campaign.
yeah, and I don't think too many people play Call of Duty for the campaign anymore.
Mm-mm.
I think it's all the online stuff,
Yeah.
which is cool. I'm excited for those people.
Yeah. Someone will enjoy that. I'm sure I'll get
Yes.
into it for a little bit and
Yeah.
to see how it is. If they ever
'Cause I
bring
was
back all or nothing mode, I'll definitely jump into that again.
yes, sign us up. We
Yeah.
will play that.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's the protocol? Got some more or another trailer, which we already knew about that one.
Yeah.
That looks fun. Um,
More Dead Space goodness.
more Dead Space. That's
Yeah.
gonna be the closest to Dead Space you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel's Midnight Suns, which looks really fun. I enjoyed that. That finally got a release date, which is October something,
That's
7th.
that's not too bad. That's pretty close.
No,
I know you're excited about that one.
yeah, that looks fun. From the creators of XCOM and Civilization.
Mm-hmm.
Firaxis Studios is making that. You know, and I've seen a couple people. One of my favorite YouTubers, Christopher Odd, was able to go hands on with the game and made a video about his experience. And I was a little skeptical about the card based system
Mm-hmm.
and just how that was going to work. But even he said it just doesn't play like a card game. It's like you're issuing random commands to your superheroes. It sounds funny me explaining it that way, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It looks good. I'm excited to be able to create my own superhero and then get to control all the other my other favorite superheroes. Spider-Man's going to be in this one. They revealed that in this trailer.
Yeah. It definitely looks interesting. It's not really my type of game, but I can
Mhm.
definitely see, especially for people who enjoy XCOM and stuff like that, how that would be. This would be an exciting release.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's October 7th. I will definitely be playing that.
Mm-hmm.
October is going to be a busy month.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little bit. Let's see. Is there anything else from Summer Games Fest you want to touch on?
Um, let me see here. I think so. This one caught my eye. Witchfire. Do
Okay.
you remember seeing that one?
Yep.
It looks like a. I mean, I think every like fantasy type of game is related back to Dark Souls somehow. But that was
Sure.
my first thought. I can't talk. My first thought when I was watching the showcase and that came on, I was like, did they just add guns to Dark Souls? Like, but
I mean, yeah, it would probably play pretty well.
it looked really interesting. Like I'm excited to see more updates on that.
hmm
But
was there any announcements?
that just said in terms of there's no
Uh,
release. I think it just said early access coming soon.
okay.
So hopefully, I would say probably 2023, if not later.
Sure.
But something to look forward to at least.
Yeah. Yeah, that one looked kind of cool. I'm not into shooters much anymore, so it didn't really catch my eye.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. Layers of Fears.
So yeah, that one looked interesting to me. I know Becca, or Jetpack for people who know our YouTube channel, she played the first Layer of Fear game, and I watched
Mhm.
a little bit of that, and it was really interesting.
Really?
Um,
So this is a sequel?
yeah, I think
Okay,
the first
I
one
did
was
not know
literally,
that.
yeah, I think the first one was just called Layer of Fear. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm dumb.
So they just added S's to their Layers of Fears
Yeah.
is your sequel name.
Oh, it's the first one was just Layers of Fear, so it's now they've added an S to the end.
There's two fears now, more than one.
No, there's layers of multiple fears now. But it was cool. It was
Goodness.
very spooky game, very more of a psychological horror. But yeah, I'm interested to see what that looks like.
Yeah. That one Bluebird team made The Medium. I don't know if that was last year or the year before.
Yeah, we
That
played
was
that one.
that was good.
Hmm.
I didn't play it. I watched it because that's what I did all the time back then. But I actually enjoyed it. I don't think that got really the credit it deserved. Troy Baker was in that game too.
Yeah, he played
He,
the main like monster in it, I think,
yeah,
which
yeah.
that was
Which,
very creepy. It was definitely a
yeah.
uh
What was it? Was it Maug? Something like that?
some I can't remember.
Um, forgot what I was typing. The medium. Oh boy.
Uh,
Game. Oh, I don't remember what his name was. But the Maw.
the Maw,
M-A-W.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, M-A-W. If you have not heard that character speak, go look it up. It is the creepiest voice I've probably ever heard. And um, Troy Baker, I heard him mention on a podcast that they did no editing to his voice. That is 100% him talking into a microphone with no auto tune, no nothing.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, it's yeah. That's why he's one of the best.
Yeah, that voice was I think I'd use the word chilling for that. It was like
Yeah.
we Becca and I played that together, and we were kept like handing the controller back and forth. It's like, I don't want to control this part. Do you?
Yeah, right. I think he uses the word skin puppet a lot, and yeah, it's
That
creepy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
The
I
whole
don't like that.
concept behind that was just like, oh man.
Yeah, it was strange. I hope we get a sequel, honestly, because it left on a huge cliffhanger.
Hmm.
Um, but okay, that kind of wraps up. Unless you had anything else about Summer Games Fest.
Um, Nothing else that really caught my attention. There's some good music in that Metal Hellsinger
Is that the
game.
one with
It's
Surge?
got Surge from System of a Down, a bunch of other metal
Yeah.
vocalists, which I know like that interested me a lot. That's like one of my main genres that I listen to. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I forget. See, that's the thing is I don't even remember what the gameplay was. I just remember that there was a lot of metal music like
It, I,
associated with it.
yeah, I would describe it as like a Doom, like you're just running
Yeah,
around shooting everything. And
yeah,
I think it had like a rhythm element to it,
yeah.
where if you were to shoot to the beat of the music, you would get bonuses, I guess.
Okay. So I think that's probably kind of carrying off of the recent Doom game success, especially uh with the metal aspect as well. Like I don't know if you've heard much of the Doom soundtrack, but it definitely uh is has a lot of metal influence.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But no,
Um,
I think that's about it for Summer Games Fest, at least for me. Like, there's not a whole lot else that really excited me from that one.
mhm. I found my notes for that I took during Summer Games Fest, and
Okay.
I wrote down Nightingale, and I
Nightingale.
don't remember why. So I'm scrubbing through the trailer right now.
Oh, it's a card game.
Yeah. However, the trailer I'm watching does not look like a card game. Okay, there we go. I probably should have rewatched some of this stuff.
Hmm.
It was like what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. I feel like I mean, I didn't get to watch very many of the showcases anyway, because work and life and all that stuff. But
Yeah, life gets in the way. You don't have a job like I do that just involves sitting for 12 hours, so I can I can watch these kinds of things no problem.
well, I kind of do, but it's also I frequently have to talk to people while I'm sitting for
Yeah.
16 hours or however long.
See, I don't got to do that.
Yeah.
So, but okay, yeah, Nightingale. Apparently, 2 weeks ago, I was impressed by that.
Yeah.
It looks cool now, but whatever. Let's see what else did I do. Um, Eye water. I don't even see. So they didn't even include all the every
In this
reveal
article.
on this.
I do. That
There's
does come to mind.
High Water wrote Adventure Strategy.
I feel like I remember being excited for that. Yeah, this one looked pretty cool actually. It was like um the world is like flooded or
Yeah.
something. Basically like what's actually happening to the world is just
Yeah, this is just set
it's
in the future.
yeah, this is just a glimpse at what we're heading towards. So,
Okay.
it
December
does look
20 December 22 is the planned release date for that.
okay. Yeah.
Um
Yeah, it looks like it could be a fun, like more of a casual adventure type game.
mhm. Yeah, Adventure Strategy is what I wrote. So there must be some sort of strategy elements in there.
Okay. So
Yeah,
maybe they like is there some sort of like base building aspect to it, or like you have to
maybe.
find supplies and like build up your area? I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm interested to see more on that.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out. Um okay, let's move on to the next event. IGN's Summer of Gaming, which I did not watch.
Nope.
I didn't know that they had one. That's the kind of hard thing about having all these different events. It's hard to keep them all straight.
Yeah.
I I don't know when they were or when where I should have watched it, anything like that. I don't remember.
This is where it would be awesome to see well, I think they were coming back or they might have already, but like a network like G4 or something
Yes,
where
yeah.
all of the showcases live. I think that would it'd be awesome if that was still a thing. Like I mean, I don't want to get cable again, but like
Yeah, I
if
would
there was
sign up
like
for G4 Plus or whatever you want
yeah,
to
like
call it.
one streaming platform was like, all right, this week, we can, buy a subscription for a month and then just get all of these in one platform.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
just
that would be nice.
yeah.
So I flipped through this article that from Game Informer that is 5 standout games from IGN's Summer of Gaming Showcase,
Mhm.
and I found two that I liked. It was called Beneath Oresa. I think might be how you pronounce that, but that kind of looks like a card game, deck building roguelike that sets players on an adventure in the tunnels beneath the city of Oresa. It kind of looks like a Slay
Okay.
the Spire almost, but if you look up gameplay of that, they like the animations of all the moves are very detailed.
Okay.
It actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like a almost like a comic book style animation.
Yeah, very cool art style.
Mhm.
And then yeah, it just looks like you play like in Slay the Spire, you play an attack card.
Mhm.
Like it's just a little animation where he lunges forward and that's a damage. But here it's like this guy full on swings a sword and hits an enemy.
So it's like
That one looked
they took that formula and kind of like expanded on the the attack animations and stuff, so it makes
yeah,
it look like more of an actual fight scene.
yeah.
I
So it might be a little bit between Slay the Spire and something like uh, Midnight Suns,
mm-hmm.
where it's not quite as in depth as Midnight Suns, but more in depth than Slay the Spire.
Okay.
Another one I noticed was Sacrifier, and
Sacrifice.
it says this JRPG, and then I stopped. I was already sold. JRPG is all you need to get me to be interested.
So I accidentally typed in Scarifier or Scar. I don't know. It's some sort of like yard work machine.
That's not
That is not it.
it. Sacrifier.
Sacrifice. There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
honestly
So it's
didn't
on
even watch
Kickstarter.
anything. Like I said, I saw it's a Kickstarter.
Yeah. A classic RPG with a modern twist.
Probably, the article says it's playing on the HD 2D thing that Square Enix has been doing with Triangle Strategy and Octopath Traveler.
Mm-hmm.
So you got these 2D little sprites and these 3D environments, and with like really cool attack animations.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's an interesting twist on game design because in today's age, if you have the money, obviously you can make a game as realistic as you want,
Mm-hmm.
but it's I think more people are going back to like the 2D sprites as like an artistic choice rather than because of limitations.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's fun too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I had. Does anything stand out to you from that?
Uh, Not really. I'm looking through the articles now. Full disclosure, I only got to watch Summer Game Fest and then a handful of trailers that came out later from uh the Xbox showcase, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I missed most of uh E3 season this year just cuz, you know, didn't have
Yeah.
time.
Well, don't feel too bad. I don't think there was all that much. Netflix is making games now. If you didn't know that, and they've been making games, but now they're making bigger games.
Mhm. And then
So they had their own event,
Netflix Geek Week,
Geek Week.
which is a hard name to say. I feel like
It is,
they could have come up with something better for that.
but I didn't know they were revealing any games there, so I didn't watch that. But nothing really looks that outstanding.
Mhm. I know they're
Um,
making like a Netflix gaming subscription service, or maybe they already have.
you,
Um, I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah, I agree.
Right.
Let's see. The next one is Day of the Devs, Tribeca, Guerrilla Collective, and Wholesome Games. I only watched Wholesome Games.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any of the other ones.
Which
Uh,
some of the ones I didn't catch that showcase. I saw a couple of the trailers. Some stuff from that like looked pretty interesting.
mhm. Wholesome Games, I watched that. I don't even remember how long it was, but they had to have shown 100 games.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it was too many, and I remember none of them. I just remember the recurring theme is bears,
Mm-hmm.
frogs, witches. Just wholesome and cute things, which is cool. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, there's
nothing.
those definitely a whole demographic of just relaxing cute games. I've definitely played a few this year that I think would probably have been on a showcase like this. So
Hmm.
I think
I know there's. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think it's a nice break from the usual E3 stuff where it's just big loud action guns, violence, death. Like
Yeah,
why
and
don't you just like hang out with a cute frog for a little bit?
yeah, exactly. Like if someone came up to me who's never played video games before and was like, "Hey, I think I really want to get into video games," these are the types of games that I would try to give them.
Hmm.
I wouldn't hand them some crazy shooter or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like start off casual like this, and then if you find that you enjoy it, you want something more challenging, then you can kind of dip into
Yeah,
some of the bigger titles. But yeah, I
yeah,
like that. I think that's a good idea for a showcase. Maybe too many games on that, but
definitely way too many. I know they were just trying to give the smaller devs the spotlight.
hmm
And I'm totally fine with it, but
yeah,
it's as a consumer, way too many games.
yeah.
Um, Future game show. I think I watched that, but again, I don't.
It's hard to know anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I really wrote anything down for that.
Yeah, I'm looking
Where
through the list right now.
I have written down the 100-Year Kingdom. I don't know where that was revealed. Might have been Wholesome Games.
100 Year Kingdom.
City Builder, turn-based tactics. Yeah, that sounds like something I'd be interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, very. I don't know. The Steam page
Is that
doesn't have much on it.
is it already? Oh, it looks like it already released
Yeah, it
last
is.
year, so
Okay.
maybe they're just porting it to. I
Switch or
see for
something.
Switch, so maybe they're porting it.
Yeah, it's on Steam. It's
Okay,
$7.79.
not too bad.
There's a demo too.
Okay.
Cool. There's one thing that's not on here, which is Devolver Digital.
Yeah. So I didn't get to watch that one this year, but I do remember really enjoying their showcase last year.
Yeah, you should, you should watch it.
Yeah.
They're nuts. I don't know how they come up with the ideas for this
Hmm.
because this was a total opposite of Wholesome Games, where they showed probably 100 games in an hour, maybe. But Devolver Digital showed like it was a 25-minute showcase, and they only showed like 4 games.
Yeah.
It was just them doing completely strange, weird things, but it's actually very funny. You should
Yeah.
you should watch it.
Okay. I will.
But
I will check that one out.
Cult of the Lamb was shown there. I think that it comes out in August, but I know a lot of people are pretty excited about that. Oh my god. I keep playing these trailers at the volume and it scares me. Yeah, so that I don't really know what to even compare that to. It looks wild.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, I think Devolver's show is like it's more for entertainment than it is for actual like game updates. They're
Yeah,
like, we thought of these really funny skits, and also like here's a couple games we're working on. Like,
yeah. They revealed a game called Anger Foot, which looks like a guy just running around and kicking people and shooting them. Um, there is a game called The Plucky Squire. Now that's one you should look up.
I'm on their page right now. That
Okay,
looks really
yeah.
fun, actually.
This is apparently from a former art director from Game Freak, the people that made Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah, so he left and started his own uh, indie studio, and this is his first game, and it looks crazy. Like you're playing part of it in a almost like a children's book. So part of it's 2D, and then eventually you jump out of that book, and now you're in a 3D environment. It honestly looks pretty cool. That was on my list for sure.
Yeah, this looks crazy. I'm watching this right now.
Yeah, the art style is really good. And there's just that moment where he pops out of the book and
Yeah.
you're like, "Whoa."
Now you're like in the world and just walking around. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. So that one looks really cool. Kind of a kind of looks like a cutesy game, nothing that's going to break your heart or anything like that, which is
I
good.
mean, yeah. I think that'll be really cool. I'm actually pretty excited for that one now.
Yeah. Yeah, that one looks cool. And then the next one was Skate Story, which
Ooh.
its animation looked pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean,
You
I'm a
says
big
you're
skate guy, so
I know you are. It says you're a demon made of glass and pain in Skate Story. It looked kind of cool, like when you don't land a trick or whatever, and you fall, you like shatter into a million pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, which it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like how the world is like all uh or it's all dark, and then there's like monuments made of glass and stuff. It's very
Hmm.
very spooky looking, but in a cool way. Made of glass and paint. That's such a Devolver thing to release too.
Yeah. So what is that? Was 4 games. 4 games they revealed in 25 minutes. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you get bored, watch that because
I'll,
it was weird,
yeah, I'll check that one out.
but it's pretty funny. Um, I guess we move on now to Xbox and Bethesda,
Yeah,
which had some cool stuff in it.
it did. Yeah.
Um, a lot of Starfield. We finally got another new release date, right? Or did we not?
I don't know. I don't know if it got a release date. It did have gameplay,
Yeah,
which
there was some gameplay. Todd Howard, our Lord and Savior, got up on stage. Yeah, just 2023 right now.
okay.
But yeah, Todd Howard, he got up there and he started talking. Most notably for me anyway,
Mm-hmm.
you're just like in Skyrim, your character doesn't talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's all it's all UI dialogue. How do you feel about um voiced main characters versus silent?
Um, I think there's a place for both.
Hmm.
Um, Personally, I get a little bit burnout doing like the dialogue options sometimes.
Hmm.
Especially if there's a ton of them. Like, I don't want to speak ill on Horizon Forbidden West because I know
How
both
dare
of us are
you?
very. I am still very much enjoying it, but I had a moment the other day where I was like going through, just past a pretty major story beat, and I was going through the dialogue, and I was like, man, it's so many big words, and
Hmm.
I just want to get back to the fighting, and
Yeah, I will agree with you on that.
like,
But doesn't it make it so much better that Aloy has a voice and you
yes.
don't have to say it in your head
Hmm.
almost?
Yeah, I
That's
like that. There's also a little bit of a somewhat a mystery to it. Like there's just a brief little description of like, all right, this is what you're gonna say, but you don't know what how she's actually gonna form it. So it could be like, uh, could be angrier than you think it's gonna be, or could be like
hmm.
completely different than you're anticipating, which I think makes it a little bit more exciting to go through the dialogue than just like picking a prompt and then hearing the person's response.
Yeah. I mean, it worked fine in Skyrim. I mean, it's going to work, of
Hmm.
course, but I just prefer having a voiced protagonist. But that's me.
Yeah.
I've seen some people say that it makes it more immersive that they don't have a voice. Like, I don't really agree with that, but you know,
Yeah.
teach their own.
I mean, unless you're gonna be like actually speaking out the words as you select them on the screen, like you're just saying them
Yeah.
in your room.
And
I don't know
you
how that
and
makes it more immersive.
I don't know, but I'm gonna be playing Starfield on my channel, which means I will have to read every single line of dialogue that I that I click on.
Yeah.
But Todd Howard also said there's going to be over 1,000 planets to explore.
Yeah.
Now that drew a lot of red flags, because what
Mhm.
does that sound like to you?
That sounds and looks like No Man's Sky.
Which did not do well.
No. That's a
Nobody wants to explore 1,000 empty planets. you know?
they didn't promise quite as high as No Man's Sky did.
Agreed.
with saying that it's like infinite procedurally generated planets. Which thinking back to it now, like, why did we believe that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I really don't.
but still, they're not gonna take the time to like perfectly detail 1,000 planets. Like, they just there's not enough time in the
No,
world to make that game.
and it's not necessary.
Yeah,
Todd, I mean, you could have done a third of those, 300 planets, and we still wouldn't have explored them all.
no. If you
So,
if you want it to be like a really solid exploration slash like I don't even know what type of game they're going for here because I know there's shooting, but there's also exploration and like
mhm,
if you wanted to make like a really solid game with that formula, I think they could have done like 30 planets and that would have been plenty.
yeah, because I'm assuming they're going, some are going to be modeled and others will be procedurally generated. But I'm guessing because he said that you can make your own ship, you can go and collect resources to build your ship and stuff like that. So I'm guessing there's just going to be tons of places for you to go and gather iron. I mean, I don't
Hmm.
know, and aluminum.
Yeah. Like,
But
are you going to be able to like get new like exclusive uh items at these different planets, or is it just like you can go here and you can mine iron for an hour and then you can go to another planet and mine the same materials? Like, is it going to be
yeah,
exclusive to the different planets?
that's just something we're gonna have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they kind of explained it's Skyrim in space,
Yeah.
but you're gonna have guns and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm still excited for it. I don't think that's a necessarily a bad thing about the game, but it's just not necessary. Like if they took an extra year to make sure there's 1,000 planets to explore, like, well, why? Why did you need to do that?
Yeah.
I
I,
don't think anybody's gonna explore all those.
yeah. Didn't just seems unnecessary. It seems like they're reaching too far and they're setting themselves up to fail. And right now that is something that Bethesda cannot have. Like,
Yeah, this game cannot flop, or it's gonna be bad news.
mhm.
Which I don't think it will. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for it. Definitely
Yeah.
one of my most anticipated.
Yeah. I just hope that they take the time and like really figure out what they want the game to be before they set it out in the world and it gets torn to shreds.
Yeah, but I think making your own spaceships is cool. I think you can make them as small or as big as you want.
Hmm.
You can recruit members um, to be on your ship to take care of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess, which kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, they're adding new aspects to it. So it's not, that's where it's not so much like No Man's Sky and it's more of its own
Hmm.
thing. It's like you can
Oh yeah,
upgrade the ship and you can actually have like a crew and you can recruit and stuff. Like, they're adding a lot of different like play styles into this one game, which that actually does excite me quite a bit.
yeah, I agree. And it's Bethesda still has made good games, so
Hmm.
hopefully this is a good game.
Yeah.
Um, Hideo Kojima, who made Death Stranding and um, many other games that I'm blanking on. He made Silent Hill, right? Yeah.
Um, so he
Okay.
was he part of actual Silent Hill? I know he was working on the reboot
Oh, maybe.
before Konami kicked him out. His Metal Gear Solid is his
Yeah, that's
like
that's
his
his big
main
one.
thing.
Okay.
But
Okay, so he was just gonna work on the remake. That's what PT was.
hmm.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Well, he and Xbox are teaming up for something. Don't
Hmm.
know what, which I guess is kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what he makes. Like, I still never played Death Stranding. I know that it didn't have like the best review. I mean, some people loved it, some people hated it, which I think
Hmm.
is par for the course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, but I'm excited to see what he does because I think he's definitely, he's at least doing different things
yeah.
in
Yeah,
game design.
that's true. I never touched Death Stranding, so couldn't tell you if it was good or not.
I know that the main gameplay aspect is delivering packages, so
Yes, and a lot of walking.
yeah. Which I don't know if you can make that fun. It sounds like some people enjoy it.
Yeah.
Um, but I can tell you for a fact that uh, PT was one of the most terrifying gaming experiences I've ever had, and Silent
Yes.
Hills would have been insane, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Konami should be kicking themselves for cutting ties with him because
I mean, who
that would have
left
been
who?
massive. Yeah.
Who left who? Did he say enough's enough? I'm leaving, or did they kick him out? Type thing.
I'm not really sure. I know that a lot of people are mad at Konami because they, after either he left or they kicked him out, whatever it was, like they wouldn't let him receive awards for Metal Gear Solid 5, which was a massively successful game
Mm-hmm.
that was basically all his vision. Um,
Well, that's not very nice.
I mean, I don't know. I think that I hope that he can do something with horror during this Xbox team up. I'd like to see uh, what he can come up with. He can kind of have the spiritual successor to Silent Hills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. But I guess we should mention too that they said in this Xbox and Bethesda showcase that all the games shown were coming out within 1 year.
Yeah.
So that means hopefully we have Starfield in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that means Kojima's game is coming out in a year because they didn't even
No.
say anything. They just said they were working together.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else standing out?
So I haven't
Something that. Sorry, go ahead.
I haven't seen this yet. I just saw on the article Cocoon is a new game from the developers of Limbo and Inside, which
Yeah,
I very much enjoy. Those are some of the best puzzle platformers, I guess you could call them.
sure.
Um,
I never played Inside.
Inside was really good. I would actually. It's only like 3 hours long, but it was well worth it.
Okay.
Um, I would
I
probably put it above Limbo in my opinion.
really.
Yeah.
I can remember us playing Limbo all the time,
Hmm.
trying to get all the achievements and stuff, which I don't think we ever did.
I don't think so. I
Because I think you need to make it through the whole thing without dying.
and that's
That's not gonna happen. Not with us anyway.
I'm not skilled enough for that.
No. Nope. Nope. All right. So Cocoon. All right. I'll keep an eye
Watching
out for that.
watching the trailer now, it definitely looks different. It looks like more of a rather than like the side scrolling, it looks like it's more of a top down adventure type game.
Okay.
Um but definitely looks cool though. There's going to be some puzzle aspect to it, which they obviously do those very well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is the first I'm
Okay.
seeing of this. I'm excited to see more of that.
Yeah. Cool. I googled Cocoon play dead. And I get a lot of pictures of Wilford Brimley. Not so sure why.
not, not the
Kind of
same.
scared. Not no. Kind of scared to look any further into that. Something I thought was cool. Persona 3, 4, and 5 are coming to Xbox and
Hmm.
Game Pass,
Yeah.
which I've dabbled in 4 and I've dabbled in 5. I haven't gotten very far in either of them, so
Hmm.
maybe this will be a good excuse if they're on Game Pass, which I think they are.
I mean,
Hopefully this means because Persona's kind of had a relationship with Sony because they've only ever released on PlayStation
hmm
and Vita. hopefully them branching out to Xbox also means they're branching out to Nintendo,
Yeah,
and Persona 5 can be on the Switch, and then I'll play the whole thing.
yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
I feel like Persona would fit perfectly on Switch, and I'm kind of surprised that they have not made that jump yet.
There's got to be some sort of weird licensing thing,
Oh yeah,
but,
I'm sure.
but coming to Xbox hopefully means that those are going away.
Hmm.
Um, we got did I miss Forza Motorsport 5 or something like that? Yeah, there it is.
Whatever one
Forza.
they're on now, yeah.
Yeah, Forza. This is called Forza Motorsport, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
no number,
So
which
there.
I liked. I liked those more than the Horizon ones.
See, that's where we differ because I actually enjoyed the Horizon ones a lot more than the Forza Motorsport. I think just because I like the open world aspect. You can kind of
Hmm.
go do all the different like side races and stuff, and um, I think it's a cool concept to have the entire racing tournament be based around like a festival
Yeah,
that's just like in a certain area, and you just drive to, you can like go watch all these races and stuff. Like they could probably never make something of that scale in real life, but it would be cool to, if that was
it
a
would
real
be.
thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I liked. I think I've only played the first one, maybe the
Hmm.
second, but yeah, I haven't played a Forza game in a long time.
Hmm.
But Forza Horizon 5 got a Hot Wheels
Yeah.
crossover expansion, which just looks bananas.
Yeah. And
But
it's kind of weird timing because the actual Hot Wheels game, Hot Wheels Unleashed, just came out like
really,
last year, maybe. I think
hmm,
maybe less than a year ago. Um, which that one was fun. It's very like, very silly, not like,
yeah,
not taken seriously as like a racing game, which is like it's not supposed to. You're
no,
driving
yeah,
plastic cars. Um, it is a cool thing that they did where they actually made the cars look like plastic Hot Wheels cars. Like you can see like the scrapes in the paint and stuff like that on them.
uh-huh. That's pretty
Um,
cool.
but yeah, I'm definitely uh excited to check that out. I think that's like a fun little um return to childhood,
Yeah, for sure.
but with realistic cars, which is cool.
Yeah. Uh, like I said, it's been a while since I've ever even played a Forza game, but I enjoyed the motorsport ones just because I don't know. I just felt like you could. I don't even remember. I just remember liking it more than the Horizon ones.
Okay.
I enjoyed the tournaments and like unlocking new cars. I know it's probably the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever.
Oh geez. I just turned on a trailer and scared myself with the
Yeah,
audio.
yeah. I've done that 3 or 4 times already. Um, Hollow Knight Silk Song, which I know so many people have been waiting a long time for that.
Yeah.
I've never I've never played Hollow Knight, have you?
I got through like an hour of it. That is a very hard game.
Is it?
Yeah. I forget. I think that'd be considered like a Metroidvania
Hmm.
type
Yeah,
game.
absolutely. Yep.
And that, like, I really want to play it because it looks really good. Everyone
Hmm.
is like going crazy over Silk Song. Um, but it's just, I don't know if I'm like a good enough at video games to get through that
Yeah.
one.
I think it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, I have it on PlayStation or something. I don't know. I've been debating getting it on Switch so that I can try and play it when I'm on the road. But
Yeah. Yeah, that would probably be a good on the road game. But for people like me and you who just aren't good at video games, it might be difficult to get through that one.
like there's so many games that I really want to get into. I'm just not good enough to play them.
Yeah.
Like that's my whole thing with From Software games. Like I would love to play them. I think I would enjoy them, but I just like I don't have the patience to try and fight one boss for like 3 hours and die a
Yeah,
100 times.
agreed. Um, Maybe the last thing of note from Bethesda's showcase is Redfall. They showed off a big new trailer,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of a multiplayer shooter.
Yeah. So I'm watching, kind of skimming through the trailer right now. Um, Looks kind of like a sort of a Left 4 Dead style game, but with vampires, which that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
That's an
it
interesting
is.
concept.
It's cool. I think there's four protagonists, and I think you can play by yourself. Yeah, up to four players. You can play by yourself, and then the rest of the team is AI, or you can, obviously play with friends. And this is from Arcane,
Okay.
so the same people that made Dishonored, who made Deathloop.
Mm-hmm.
This is all their next game. So, and those are good games.
Yeah.
So hopefully this one's fun. I might check it out.
Yeah. I do want to point out that the sniper in the game's name is Jacob, so
Oh
I
yes,
feel
of
like
course.
I'm legally required to play it now.
Yep. Yes, you are.
Oh, and he can go in. Okay, yeah, I'm excited for this one now. It just
You can go
showed.
invisible.
Yeah, he can go invisible, and I love sniping in games like this, so that will be fun. I'm actually excited for this now.
Cool. Maybe when it comes out, we can have an A to jump stream
Oh
where we
yeah,
play it together or something like that.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be fun.
Um,
There was another character I thought was cool who was doing like cool magic stuff with her hands and like cast an elevator and
yeah,
she'd jump into the elevator and it'd shoot her up into the sky.
yeah.
So that one looks cool. Layla, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Telekinesis. Sniper Jacob, yes, of course.
Yeah.
So that I don't know. Anything else you want to touch on from
Um,
Xbox and Bethesda?
look through the list here. Um, Not really. Just every like.
Oh, I'm
Go
sorry. I
ahead.
I want to talk about Plague Tale. Plague Tale
Oh,
Requiem.
yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they just had their own little reveal trailer a couple days ago, and that comes out, you guessed it, in October.
Yep.
So let's see. I have a calendar where I keep game releases.
Mm-hmm.
So October 7th was Midnight Suns. October 11th is Forspoken. October 18th is Plague Tale. That's three major games coming out in 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks.
October is going to be a very busy month.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. It sucks for somebody like me because or both of us really. We're not gonna have time to play all three of these. We're
Nope.
gonna have to pick. You're gonna have to pick one, and that's just gonna be the one that's on my channel anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have to get to the other two later.
Yeah. I feel like uh I need to get through the first Plague Tale because it's definitely it's a series that should be right up my alley. I just haven't gotten
Yeah.
through the first one yet. But
Again, that's another one that I watched, didn't play. So I would like to watch or actually play it
mhm.
through. But yeah, that seems like a very you game.
Oh
Very.
yeah.
I'm not gonna compare it to The Last of Us because it's not, but gameplay wise, very similar.
Yeah. Very story
Um,
driven, a lot of
yes,
stealth, which is
yep,
that's a big thing for me.
kind of spooky.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I would like to play through that on my channel before this one comes out.
Yeah, and it looks like they're adding more to the combat in this one
Mm-hmm.
where from what I've played of the first one is, you're playing as a pretty young kid.
Mhm.
So your combat is more just like sneaking around people. I think there's some occasional like stealth attacks. And it looks like this one you're actually like more of a fighter,
Yeah,
but you still
they released a trailer with their release date announcement. It looks
Mhm.
like she's got a crossbow. I mean, the first one was cool. She had like a wasn't like a slingshot, but she could put rocks in something she would like spin around and whip at people's
Yeah.
heads and kill them that way or knock them out or whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't forget that one because that definitely deserves some recognition. That looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it a point whenever I'm home for a decent amount of time, I'm gonna try and get through the first Plague Tale because I'm the more I see of this one, I'm very excited to check it out.
Hmm. Okay.
All right.
Anything else you want to touch on?
I think that's it for uh Xbox and Bethesda. I think the theme of this year is very much the same as last year's. Just get Game Pass because
Yes. Yeah. When I got my new PC at the beginning of the year, I immediately signed up for Game Pass, and I do not regret it.
hmm
You can try so many different types of games, and then they just keep adding to it.
yeah.
So it's pretty fun. It wasn't yesterday, but um, very recently, Nintendo had a direct, which I think people were expecting more from, but all they talked about was Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yeah.
Um, which, I'm a big JRPG fan. Boy, I did not like Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Really?
Oh, no. It's very different. So, you're controlling these characters, and you walk, there's an enemy, so you walk up to the enemy, and the characters will automatically attack. You don't have to push any buttons
hmm
for them to just do a basic attack. And as you're attacking, you're building up skills. You're building up a little meter, and then once you hit the top of that meter, you can use a skill. Then you can press A or Y or whatever. So do that. So I just found myself just sitting there, waiting and waiting and waiting, and you use an attack, and it's like I said, it's a JRPG, so it's very anime.
hmm
Every time you use one of the skills, they say the name of the attack out loud.
Yeah.
And this goes for all four characters. So it is just constant rambling, talking nonstop, yelling. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
What I've watched from this direct on Xenoblade 3, it sounds a little calmed down from that.
Yeah.
I didn't notice all that chatter, and yeah, it sounded a little better. It looks amazing.
hmm
A different kind of setting almost. So I don't know. I might have to try it.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they'd release a demo just so I can hear what the combat sounds like.
Yeah.
When like in Xenoblade 2, it almost had like a monster collecting aspect to it.
hmm
They weren't actual monsters. I think they were called blades, and you could combine them for different blades and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
they were people that would transform to your weapons.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm remembering about it. This
Yeah.
one doesn't this one doesn't have that. I think it's like a class-based combat now where you can
Okay.
combine different classes and stuff like that. I don't know. I hope they release a demo, honestly, because I definitely am interested in it, but I'm not 100% like $60 ready to commit.
Yeah, it's more of a wait and see
Yeah,
type of
yeah, I'll
game right
definitely
now.
be yeah, I'll be watching reviews, a lot of reviews if there's no demo. But yeah, okay, I think that's the end of Key 3 season. I
Yeah,
think we hit on all the big ones anyway.
yeah, it's you know, I mean, definitely some exciting stuff coming, but I think that um, nothing that like has me really super like jumping out of my seat. I'm like, I can't even think of words right now. Yeah, a lot of wait and see games for me. But
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited for Midnight Suns. And I mean, that's kind of, again, that's still kind of a wait and see.
mhm.
Is it going to be fun? I guess I don't know. It looked fun, but,
Yeah, it's
but
it's
yeah.
kind of tough to say right now.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, nothing that's going to go knock my socks off right away.
Mhm.
We did get some more Stray information on Stray. I know both of us are looking forward to that
Yeah.
game. So that's being developed by Annapurna, and they sent out a tweet. Um, that's it's $30, which I think we knew.
Mhm.
It's about 8 hours long, and
Okay.
it's a little longer if you want to be a completionist. And um, you can't customize the cat.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, I know.
I was looking
So,
forward to that.
but yeah, there was their tweet. They also have pet accessory merch in the works. So
Okay.
look forward to that. Stand by, you know. Is there any other weird notes I had? Oh, there was another game called Tactical Breach Wizards,
Mhm.
which looked like fun, looked like a strategy game. Oh,
Yeah, I'm
and
not.
sorry, something else. So there's a new Saints Row game coming out, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not a huge Saints Row guy, but they released their character creator right now.
Yeah, I saw a lot
You
of
just
stuff on that.
absolutely genius
Yeah.
that no one's thought of that before to release their character creator a few months before release. That way you can spend all the time you want creating your character. Because I like to take my time creating my character, but I also want to get to the game.
Mhm.
So I don't want to spend 45 minutes creating my character. Well, I hope everybody does this now. I hope you get to, create a cool character or several cool characters months before you actually get to the game. That way, when the game comes out, just upload that and off you go. That would
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah, I
I
know that I've definitely had some experiences with games where I was really excited to play it, but then I spent 3 hours just putting together my character.
Yeah,
So that's I didn't even think about it until you said that. That's actually a really smart idea.
yeah, me neither. Until they
Mhm.
did it, like wow, absolute genius.
Yeah.
Um, okay, well that's it for. I think that's all we got for E3 season. Do you
Hmm.
have time? Do you have time to talk about games we're playing now, or do we need to go?
I probably gotta get going. We gotta get ready
Okay.
for stream.
Nope. Sure.
But yeah,
What are you
this is
streaming tonight?
tonight it's Nancy Drew night, so we're
Nancy Drew night.
streaming The Silent Spy, which is one of the uh more recent ones. I think I played it like 2 years ago or something. So
Okay.
um but it'll be the first stream with me and Jetpack in a while, so
Cool.
that's always fun when we can stream together. So
Okay. Yeah. If I'll try to stop by and say hello.
yeah.
But okay, we will end that one here. Thank you everybody who found this video and enjoyed it.
Hmm.
Um, Again, in the description will be
Oh,
links to my channel
you
and
still there? You froze on me.
oh, there we're back.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. In the description will be links to my channel and Jacob and his girlfriend's channel. Check us out there. They make really funny game videos. I do Let's Plays, so go ahead and check us out if you enjoyed this video. But until next time, take care, guys.
Bye, guys.